Okay, anybody else want to share why they're interested in OLLI?
Well, yeah, like what others have said, I'm a lifelong learner. I just always love learning and having a chance to talk with other people. Having just moved here, I have family in the area and I grew up here, but looking to establish some new relationships as well, having just, kind of re-entered this community. So add that to the
Yes.
list.
Excellent. Yes, a lot of people point to being a part of OLLI is the reason they are part of it is for the relationships and that's the socializing that they get to do in the context of learning. So finding folks that are like-minded but also very different from themselves. Everybody has such interesting backgrounds. Everybody has something to contribute to conversations. And not only do we have the study groups that folks join that are basically like classes. We have all of these additional opportunities to learn and to get to be with the other folks in OLLI. So that's great. Any others before I dive in? Great. Well, so the first thing I want to do is if you've come here if you're already sold on OLLI and just want to know how to register and before I dig into like how everything works, I'm going to share my screen and I'm just going to show you where you can go. How familiar, has anybody registered yet? Or are you you're still considering?
Well, I understand from the email I got that we're supposed to send an email, not
That's
go
right.
on the registration site.
That's right. So let me share my screen and I will explain a little bit and then I'll dig into more of the details so that if that's all you needed, then you can tune out for the rest. So let's see, share my screen. Share. Okay. So what you need to do to register, can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
So you go to Northwestern OLLI at augusoft.net. I can put this in the chat as well. Here we go. So it's a two-step process. First is that you purchase a membership, and there are a number of different membership levels. Now I'm going to share a different screen. But what you do is you log in or create an account. It explains the membership options. So at a glance, here are the different options. So as new members, what you'll want to do is go for that trial membership for $225. It allows you to take, if you register for the fall, you'll be able to take one study group per term in fall and winter. And to be a new member also means that this first time that you register, all you have to do is email olli@northwestern.edu. Let's see, where did it go? I'm gonna put that in the chat. olli@northwestern with your selection, the study group you would like to take in the fall, and you do that before next Monday.
I thought it was Wednesday, the 31st.
Is that what it said? Wednesday the 31st? That was in the email. The registration day, the official registration day for everybody is Monday, August 5th. And so you send us your choice before, if it said the 31st, that probably makes more sense as soon as you know. And we'll make sure you get signed up for your top choice.
Excuse me, is that only first-time members?
That's right. Yes. So that's because the registration process can be a little bit like getting Rolling Stones tickets. You got to be ready at 9 a.m. on Monday to register. And there are details on how to do that in your email or in the newsletter. And so we want to make sure that new members get their top pick and have a great experience that first time. And so that's why we do that.
I do have one question about your first time registration. So I know that
Yes.
with the trial membership, you're entitled to one study group or session per session
Yes.
for those 2 sessions. Does that also include, there's a bonus, there's like a bonus virtual session, so you can't you can't sign up for that, but can you or can you not sign up for
You
that along with another session?
you can. You
Oh,
can.
you can.
Yes. So yes, there is a study group that is or a couple of them that are bonus study groups, meaning that they're kind of add-ons to other
Yeah.
study groups that are free of charge. And so if you would like to take that, just include that in your email to olli@northwestern.edu.
And those bonus groups, do they have the same sort of requirement, expectation about attendance? You can't like pop in or out. You need to commit to it.
Well, I mean, I leave this up to you. Your discretion is to what is right for you. The idea behind, the expectation being that you're attending is just that, the spaces in some of these study groups is, a hot commodity. And if you aren't going to be there that much, then perhaps it would be better to hand that spot to another person. But it's up to you. Whatever's right for you.
I meant for the virtual bonus group.
Oh,
So, yeah.
whatever works for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So those are the basics. Oh, and I should show you where to find the catalog. Has everybody found the fall catalog?
No,
I'm gonna put a link to that in the chat as well. One moment.
but you can ask for a hard copy, can't you?
You can. Yes, we're trying to go go green, but we have lots of people that ask for those hard copies. I know I myself prefer to leaf through a hard copy. So yeah, so feel free to put in that request, and we'll especially if you can stop by the OLLI office if you're near Streeterville.
And where is it? What's the address?
It's in Wiebold Hall, which is on Chicago Avenue. One moment, I should know the answer to this. Where is it? What's the address? It is, wait for it. It is, oh my goodness. 339 East Chicago Avenue.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna share my screen again so you can see this. And it's on the 4th floor.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So these are our locations: the Chicago office and the Evanston office. And the offices are usually closed on Fridays because we have study groups Monday through Thursday. Okay, so those are the basics. And did I put the catalog in the chat? I did. Okay, good. So I'm going to jump into a little bit more about how OLLI works now that we've gotten that out of the way, and I'll come back to those details at the end as well. So I have this beautiful presentation from an OLLI member who was going to speak to his community, and I had my own presentation, but this one is so much better, and it's from an actual member who I think has a better read on what you might actually like to hear about. So I'm going to share that. His name is Ted Davis, and he lives in Evanston. So here we are. Here's a screenshot of our beautiful fall catalog. The reasons that we think that folks like to join OLLI are for the mental stimulation that you all have mentioned, that lifelong learning, that social connection, continuing to engage, finding meaning, enriching your beautiful retirement years, and yeah, finding friendship. So we think that folks can find all of these things at OLLI, and we're very proud of the program that we have, and we're always looking to iterate on it. But we think we have a great opportunity for you all to step into. So the core of what we do is the study groups, the classes. And one thing that makes the Northwestern OLLI unique is the structure of those study groups. There are on average 15 to 20 folks in the room. They have coordinators who are volunteer members. There are usually 2 coordinators, sometimes more, who have put together kind of a syllabus. This is the book that we're going to read. This is the idea we're going to explore together. And they put together a plan for the 14 weeks of fall or spring, or the 4 weeks of summer or winter. And then everybody comes together, and it's very much discussion-based, peer-led discussion-based. So nobody has to be an expert in the room. The people that are leading the study groups are often not experts, but you all come together to read your book, discuss, and enjoy learning together. And usually what will happen is that the discussions will be led by a different member every week. So they meet once a week for 2 hours, and there's an opportunity for members to lead a discussion. And first year folks are not expected to do that, as you're just coming in and figuring out how everything works. But beyond that, we hope that you will help to keep the study groups going by helping to lead discussions or co-lead discussions, and then maybe one day coordinate a study group yourself. So here are some photos of some folks in study groups. If you have any questions at any time, feel free to jump in, or you can raise your hand. I can't see everyone at once, but you can hop in, or you can raise your virtual hand. So here are some folks in study groups having a great time, chatting up. This is from TED study group. Here's some examples of books that they've covered in different study groups. So we've got New York Modern, Natasha's Dance, A Cultural History of Russia, Amsterdam, History of the World's Most Liberal City, and on and on. How the immune system works. So we have topics that they're really, again, because they're led by members of OLLI, it's very much driven by members' interests. So, you know, it can be current events, it can be history, it can be reading the Sunday New York Times together, it can be reading novels, definitely true crime is in there, Martha. Historical crime novels, mysteries. There are lots of film groups. So hopefully there's something for everybody. And if you really get into OLLI, hopefully if there isn't something that you're hoping for, hopefully you have a chance to co-create it yourself with another coordinator. Here's some other folks of or pictures of our beautiful members having a good time together. Here's one of our classrooms in the Streeterville, Chicago office. And so this is a classroom inside a building that is shared with Kellogg Business School, and it's next door to the law school. We are within the School of Professional Studies, so you'll see it's mostly adult learning of different kinds, continuing education, a lot of professionals coming in and out from across the world. And these are the classes that they take their classes in. Again, we have some great film classes. And then along with our study groups, we have a lot of outings, a lot of different opportunities to engage with other people and places in Chicago in particular, and in Evanston. So here's a photography group that is an ongoing study group. So they have kind of a hybrid class where they meet online one week, and then the next week they gather at a particular place in the area to photograph together. There have been occasional travel groups in the past, though it's not as common since COVID. Excuse me. Some other places that folks have visited. Oh yeah, they did a group trip to Springfield. They had a walk through Jackson Park. In the summertime, there are a lot of these outings in particular. All sorts of fun places. And a lot of the groups, when they, in between classes, either when they're going out and about, or if you have had a study group together, folks will often go for lunch in between study groups. And so this looks like it's a group, a Chicago through photography study group after the Garfield Park Conservatory trip. Lovely. Visit to the Yerkes Observatory, that's up in Wisconsin, I think, or near the Wisconsin border. Ah, yes, and here's one of the travel groups. Again, these are not, we don't have any of these right now, but it's if they were pretty common, and if you were interested in helping to put something together, maybe it could happen. 2017 Paris trip, lovely. Oh yes, so many great photos. Let's see if I can skip ahead. Yeah, so one of the local museums. So along with all sorts of outings, there are also, we call them extracurricular activities because that's what they are. We have the study groups, and then we also have lecture series. We have a number of guest lecturers that have been here recently. Here's some examples. Where we'll invite people, particularly from Northwestern. You know, we try to pull on the expertise and the wonderful folks that we have at our fingertips at Northwestern and in Chicago. These can be in person or remote, all sorts of fun stuff. Here's some photos of those noontime lectures. Right, and we had a visit to the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, which is right across the street from the Chicago OLLI. We had a roundtable discussion about, let's see, what was this about? I don't even know. Oh, it's when they opened their new facility back in 2017. Black History Month, we always have lots of good stuff going on. We have a partnership with the Goodman Theater and have run a number of programs with them. Some more photos. Black History Month, oh, from 2019. Lovely, lovely. So is this giving you an idea of the kinds of things that we do in OLLI? Oh, we have lots of parties, to be sure. We have a whole committee on parties. Lots of fun stuff. So some basic information. So this fall, we have 93 different study groups to pick from. So we have 28 in Evanston, 37 in Chicago, and 28 in Zoom. So hopefully there's something for everybody. We have the usual topics: history, art, literature, poetry, science, writing groups. There are 3 sections of a creative writing group where you get to write your own story and have folks with writing experience kind of coach you, and you coach each other through that process. Lots of movie groups, contemporary issues, photography. And then there are some that you might not expect. Literature of Baseball is an ongoing group that has been going for, I don't even know how many terms, where they choose different novels to read together with the theme of baseball. Lots of music: Bruce Springsteen, Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, and reaching further back as well, religion, archaeological discoveries. That's one that's coming up this fall. Lots of opportunities to explore AI. There's one on podcast, so we're hoping that we're doing a push to encourage folks to explore beyond books. Books are the standard way that we structure study groups because it's kind of ready-made. You have hopefully a book that's somewhere, 10 to 14, 15 chapters, and then you can go through a chapter or two every week. But we hope that folks will take advantage of other kinds of media, including podcasts. Here's that book, Fluke. That's one of the study groups that's coming up. So all sorts of stuff going on. So here's the academic calendar, and you can find this on our website. So the academic calendar for this year fall begins on September 3rd. So that usually starts the day after Labor Day, and ends November 27th. So mark your calendars. We have a winter term. Now, one important thing to note is that the winter term is completely virtual, and we do this on purpose because so many folks are snowbirds. They go away in the winter to a warmer climate. Some folks would rather stay home because of the weather, because of illness. And so we find that it's just 4 weeks in the winter, and we find it's better for everyone to have it all virtual in the winter. So some people take advantage of that, some people don't. And then spring term, we have right here. It's like the dates are March 3rd to May 30th. And then we have a summer term in the month of July. And once again, here are the membership options. So you can have a full year membership or a part year membership. The big advantage to getting a full year membership is that you get a Northwestern ID with the full year membership. They can call it a wild card for the Wildcats. And that gives you extra benefits. So there is a free Northwestern shuttle that runs from Chicago to Evanston. So if you live in one place or the other, and you would like to go to the other campus, that's a really easy way to get down there for free. It runs all day. But you have to have a Northwestern ID to get on the bus. And then it also grants you additional library privileges. So there are lots of opportunities at Northwestern to engage with different departments, go to free public lectures, access the resources in the library. There are also discounts associated with the memberships for those that are interested. So something to consider. And then each of the levels determines how many study groups you can take each term. So basic is 1 per term, standard is 2 per term, prime is 3 per term. And for you, again, here is this trial membership, which you can choose to get for the fall and winter, for the winter and spring, or the spring and summer. So basically 1 long term, 1 short term, one study group per session. And you also get access to the library.
What's an SPS class?
School of Professional Studies. So that's the department that we are housed in, the school that we're housed in. And so you can audit certain classes with the School of Professional Studies as a member of OLLI. So again, fall term starts September 3rd. If you would like to peruse the catalog, I put the link in the chat. If you have more questions, I'm happy to answer them. You can ask me now, or you can email olli@northwestern.edu with any of your questions. If you're ready to go, you can purchase your membership now, and then email us your study group selection. And then full registration is Monday, August 5th. So that's a lot of information. What am I missing? What do you need to know?
Parking at the Evanston facility?
Parking at Evanston is in the building. So there's parking on the first few levels. And we validate parking so that if you're, I think it's $6 for 4 hours, or is it $10 for 8 hours? So if you took 2 study groups, it would be $8. Oh, look, here's Ashley. I'd like to introduce you real quick to Ashley Walter, who runs the Evanston office. And if you are going to that location for study groups, she's your gal Friday. Want to say hi, Ashley?
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. I was just printing out something for somebody, so sorry for the noise there. I am in Evanston. I am often running around in the back away from the phone. So if you try to call me the first time and you don't get me, try again, but I'm here. And I'm happy to help with questions if you have trouble with registration, anything like that. If you just want to know more about study groups, I'm learning about things because I'm a little new too. So I am always happy to kind of fumble through systems with you and we can figure things out together. So nice to meet you all.
Thanks, Ash.
Nice to meet you.
Parking in the Chicago campus, also we validate parking. So I think that right now it's a $9 flat fee to park in the lots, which are, they're a block or two away from Weebolt Hall. There's often street parking as well. Other questions, particularly those logistical ones that I haven't covered. Yes, Bob.
Is there a public transportation bus that stops in front of the Weebolt Hall?
Yes, there is. I will have to look up what the lines are. But yes, there is a public bus option, and I know that it's used by OLLI members. Let's see if I can pull that up while we're here. Other questions while I'm looking? Bob, I'm going to get back to you with the details of the bus line. Okay. Well, I'm really glad you all are here. And I hope that we see you this fall, or Julian, a little further down the line, winter. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer them. You can call, if you go to the OLLI website, you can find our phone numbers. You can email olli@northwestern.edu, whatever you need. But I hope that we see you.
I do have one other question.
Great.
For the facilitators, the coordination role, can you please explain more about that?
Yes. So all of the study groups are facilitated by OLLI members. And so it's usually 2 folks that do it together. And sometimes it can be 3 or 4 as well, especially after the first year. You have to have been a member for at least a year to be a coordinator, with the idea that, that's what you need to kind of get a sense of how these things work. And so current coordinators will often invite a new member who would like to be a coordinator to be a co-coordinator with them. And that's kind of how you get in the door. In fact, I think that new coordinators must co-coordinate with an experienced member. The idea is that you come up with an idea for a class. There's a form that you fill out where we ask for a description of what it's going to be, what sources you're going to use. And then it goes through an approval process. We have committees, which I didn't really touch on. We have a study group committee for each campus that reviews all the proposals and decides, is this right for OLLI? And it usually is. Reasons why they might not get picked is if it's a very contentious or political topic, or if the sources that are being used aren't strong enough, or we're concerned that you're not going to have enough material to fill up a 14-week class. So we do have 7-week classes in the fall and spring as well. But usually, folks are spot on. They know what they want to do, and it's usually super exciting. And then you come up with a syllabus, what you're going to do every week. And then you're just kind of the person that keeps everything moving, keeps folks on track, and the person that will organize other members to lead discussions every week so that it's not always you. The idea being that it shouldn't be too onerous to be a coordinator. It should be fun, should be exciting, should be, what's the word I'm looking for? Satisfying. Does that answer your question? So it's meant to be kind of a facilitator, but not a teacher. The structure that we have is not, you have a lecturer up at the front of the room for study groups. It's always meant to be a discussion. We have lectures, we have, folks with various expertise come in and give talks. But the model of the study group is that it's always discussion based. So nobody has to be an expert. You're all learning together. Of course, there are sometimes experts in the room. We have doctors who sit in on, the health related topics and it's great to have them there as contributors to the discussion, but you don't have to be an expert to lead a study group.
Thank you very much.
I have a question. If we're
Yes.
emailing you with our course, how do we pay you then?
You have to first purchase your membership.
Okay.
So you go to, where is that? The first link that I put in the chat, Northwestern OLLI.augustsoft.net, and you create an account and choose your membership level, trial membership to start, or if you're sure you're all in and you want the full year membership, choose the one that's right for you, 1, 2, or 3 study groups at a time. And then once you have you pay for your membership, and then you don't have to pay anything for the study groups. So then you just let us know and if you have any trouble at any point, there are 4 staff members, including myself and Ashley, and we're all here to help with the registration process. Yes, Bob.
At Weebolt Hall, is there a cafeteria or some kind of eating facility?
There is next door in the law school. There's a small cafe. Not in the building anymore, unfortunately, though they're building a lounge where if you bring a lunch, there's a place to sit and relax in between study groups. There are a lot of lunch options around there too, though they're 2 or 3 blocks away.
2 or 3 blocks away is a long haul for elderly.
I know.
people.
I know. Yeah, that law school cafe is pretty popular for that reason. Other questions? All right. Well, I hope you'll give us a try. Hope to see you
Okay,
all
thank
in the
you.
fall or later.
You.
All right.
Thank you very much. It was
Okay,
really
thank you.
helpful.
Good. Take care,
Okay,
everyone.
bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.